first start off by saying, how's everyone doing on this nice 8 a.m. on a Friday morning?
Good.
Probably lying, but it's alright. Alright, how many of you like the NFL or professional football? Raise your hand if you like football. Okay. Now, how many of you like games? Alright, well, if you raise your hand 2 times, then you're going to love what's about to happen. It's America's favorite game. Guess whose contract that is? First one. The contract was originally signed for 7 years, $99.2 million. Any guess at what player that is?
Vinny Testaverde.
Ainsworth?
No. Anyone else? Very popular player.
Or
No, you're getting closer though.
Vinny Testaverde.
No. Maybe the most famous football player in the world. Peyton Manning. Correct. There's Peyton, looking chippy. All right, player number 2 signed a 6-year, $60 million contract. Any guess on this one? Plays the same position.
Ryan Leaf.
No.
Ryan.
Eli.
No. He
Stafford.
is a 3-time Super Bowl champion.
Great. Tom Brady.
That is correct. Tom Brady. Now, last one of this game, signed a 6-year, $78 million contract, $41.7 million was guaranteed in his contract, which was the largest amount of guaranteed money ever given to an NFL player. What was your guess?
Stafford.
That is correct. Matthew Stafford. Raise your hand if you've heard of Peyton Manning. Raise your hand if you've heard of Tom Brady. Now, raise your hand if you've heard of Matthew Stafford. Exactly. Only true football fans know who Matthew Stafford is. All these statistics about their contracts came from rotoworld.com. Matthew Stafford was the first pick in the NFL draft last year. So, he made the most guaranteed money ever over a man who's won 3 Super Bowls, a guy who's regarded as the greatest quarterback of all time to many, and has won 1 Super Bowl and 2 MVPs. And know how many downs Matthew Stafford's playing in the NFL? 0. Here is another terrible thing. Vernon Davis, University of Maryland alum, tight end, was drafted in 2006 with the 6th overall pick in the NFL draft. Vernon signed a 5-year, $23 million contract. Now, you may say that's pretty impressive, rookie making the highest amount of money ever for a tight end. Problem is, according to Bob Carroll, who is a famous football historian, 2 of the greatest tight ends in NFL history currently play now, which are Tony Gonzalez and Antonio Gates. And Vernon Davis, his original contract before he ever played NFL down was more than both of theirs. Now, who wants to be my volunteer? All right, what do you want to do for a living?
I'm going to be a chef.
You want to be a chef?
I'm going to be a chef.
All right. Let's say that you're a chef in a 5-star restaurant, okay? You've been highly regarded, you've been working for 15 years, okay? Now, let's say Regis comes in, hotshot chef, coming out of culinary school, and he makes double what you make before he ever steps foot into a restaurant, fresh out of college. How would you feel?
You're upset.
You'd be pretty upset. So that shows how unfair the NFL system currently is with rookies. Now, in the summer of this year, the NFL and the NFL Players Union will come together to try to make a new collective bargaining agreement, which is the agreement between both the owners and the Players Union on stuff like money, like contracts, salary caps, how much each player should make per year, how much money goes to retired veterans. And currently, a big topic is how is the NFL going to fix this situation about how much money rookies actually make? Okay, here's an interesting statistic. The average American makes $48,500 per household. The average NFL player makes $870,000 a year. That's almost 17 times the average American. And the average rookie makes $350,000 a year. And the minimum a rookie can make is $250,000. That is according to Jake Eman of ehow.com. Now, Roger Goodell, who is if some of you know, the NFL commissioner recently stated about the NFL draft, which happened last weekend after it was over. He said that the NFL needs to implement some sort of structure to stop these rookies from making so much money. Because he said that the NFL teams will have paid a guaranteed of $600 million collectively over the draft picks that just happened last week. That's a lot of money. And the way the NFL works, he figures that 50% of those guys will pan out and be worth the money. Now, that still leaves the other 50%, which is $300 million that he says is going to waste on guys that really cannot play in the league, and we're giving an insane amount of money before they even step foot in the NFL. And currently, the NFL is an uncapped salary cap, so there's no restriction on how much money a team can spend on their players. So you'll see rookies making more this year than they ever have before collectively. See, the problem is team owners and executives are under the will of the NFL's, the players' agents. The agents can argue for whatever sum of money they want, because if their player is a first-round pick, the team is counted on signing that guy because they feel he's highly touted and can contribute to the team. And it'll look bad if they don't sign the guy, so the owners are at will of whatever the agents want to give them. Darren Sharper, NFL veteran, complained about how there's guys in the league that have been in multiple Pro Bowls and rookies that have never played a down are making more money than them. Well, what can the NFL do to change this problem? Currently, the NBA has a pay scale where every single slot in the NBA draft has a predetermined contract. This has been predetermined for years. So currently, the 2012-2013 NBA season, the rookies already have a slot per pick, how much money they're going to make. And instead of the NFL, where the salaries for rookies keep going up, the pay scale is actually decreasing in the NBA draft. Another way is to implement a rookie salary cap, which limits how much money a team can actually pay to their rookies for the entire draft. And the last idea is set an earlier signing date for the rookies so that they cannot hold out and try to get this massive amount of money. Maybe put it in May, in the middle of May, where a rookie must sign to be eligible for the year so that he makes a less amount of money. So as you see, NFL rookies make way too much money right now. And there needs to be something done to control how much they make.